your Valentine's Day on? Well, this is my first time doing a live stream with my phone. So that's one of the perks of having 1,000 subscribers because I did one last year and I used my old ancient laptop with the webcam and the quality wasn't that great. So you guys will just have to let me know whether or not you can hear me and whether the visuals are okay, and make sure you start chatting away. So we're just going to wait until we get a few more people on before we start making the Valentine. But I just want to look over here at my laptop so I can see the comments. Oh, actually I can see them right now. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Junk Shack Baby. I'm glad you could make it. So if you guys are wanting to make a Valentine's with me, you will need some scissors, some cardstock. Doesn't have to be red, but any color you like. And you will need some glue tape or a glue stick or just regular old-fashioned glue, whatever you happen to have. Oh, I'm glad. Hi, Pat. I'm glad you can hear me. I don't have a microphone. I just have my phone, so I wasn't sure. And you'll also need a pencil and a ruler and just some fancy colored paper, pattern paper, whatever you like for Valentine's Day, and some stickers. Thanks, Michelle. You sound great too. Ha ha ha. So does anybody have any exciting plans for Valentine's Day that they want to share? I know with COVID, we're probably just sticking at home and ordering pizza or maybe watching a movie, but I don't know, some of you might be creative, might have some interesting ideas that you want to share. So I just thought that this is a celebration for my 1,000 subscribers. And you, the subscribers, your support and encouragement has been never ending. So my appreciation and love for you guys is also never ending. So that is the theme of the Valentine's card we are going to make, the never ending card. Now I'm just going to show you how this one works. It's kind of like an adult fidget spinner in that it's very addictive once you start opening it and closing it. So you just have these little tabs and you turn it and then you open it again and you turn it, and every time you do you kind of get a different picture. And like I said, it's very addictive. And I did do a video on how to make this last year, so you can check that out if you forget the instructions after tonight. But I thought that this is such a cool card, and the thought of your love being never ending was very fitting for the way I feel about all of your support. I really would not have made it here without you. It's a huge milestone for me. I know in the YouTube world, 1,000 subscribers isn't a lot, but it is for me. So thank you so much. Hey, Turnings by Turner, I'm glad you could make it. I'm not sure if you're going to be making a card with us or not, but if you want to grab your supplies, you can go ahead. And this card looks really awesome, I think, and it looks really complicated to make, but let you in on a little secret, it's really not. It's just all about the decorating, because all of these little squares have little individual pieces of paper on them, so it's kind of time consuming. So I thought it would be a great thing to do for a live stream, because we can kind of putz away, glue away, decorate away while we chat. So if everybody has their, hey Jetter Blessings, how are you? I'm glad you guys could make it. So if you guys let me know when you're ready, when you have all of your supplies, if you are indeed going to be making this card, let me know so we can start. If you don't feel like you're up to making this particular card, and you just want to make any old Valentine, feel free. Or if you just want to chit chat away, that's cool too. But like I said, when you're ready to start making the card, just let me know, so I don't want anybody to fall behind on the instructions. So, oh, Stefan, you're ready. Attaboy. Always, always. So tonight I'm going to be using this paper cutter. It's a really cool one. I got it at Michael's, I think, a few years ago, and it comes with a little scoring thingy here. But if you don't have that, that's not a problem. You can just use a ruler, and for the scoring, you can use a ruler, another ruler as well. You just need something with a blunt edge, or you can use the blunt edge of some scissors, and it's just to make nice creases in your cards so that the folding mechanism works really well. So if you don't have the scoring table, don't worry about it. So if we are ready to start making our card, we are going to need 2 pieces of cardstock like this, because I'm going to be making a 6" by 6" card, just because I don't want to make one too big, because it won't fit into a regular size envelope in case you want to mail it off to someone. So 6 inches is pretty good size card, but 6 inches, we'll need 2 pieces of them, and you can't get 2 pieces out of 1 piece of cardstock. So we'll need 2 pieces of cardstock. And again, if you have a paper cutter, you can cut it at 6 inches and 6 inches. If not, you can just take your handy dandy ruler here and measure a 6-inch square by 6-inch square, and we'll need 2 of those. Okay? So we will go ahead here. Oops. So yes, this is very nerve-wracking doing the live streams. This is kind of out of my comfort zone, but I thought I would give it a whirl, and I thought the more I do, the easier it will be. So I'm going to attempt to maybe do one of these once a month, maybe the first Wednesday of every month, kind of like Wacky Wednesday. So there's my first 6-inch by 6-inch square. And I have already cut a second one, the magic of television. I have 2 ready already. So just let me know when you guys have your squares, and then I will tell you what the next step is. Yay, Tevil's Treasure, you made it! We're just getting ready to make this really cool, never-ending card. So you'll just, if you're going to be making this card, you'll need 2 6-inch by 6-inch square pieces of cardstock cut. And like I said, the theme of tonight is my appreciation for my subscribers is never ending. So let me know when you've got your squares ready. And if you make a boo-boo, not to worry. There's only happy little accidents, no mistakes. So what's the weather like where everybody is? Oh, hi, Shine with Tammy. I haven't seen you in a long time. I hope you're doing well. I missed watching your videos. I missed our collaborations. But I'm really glad you could make it for the Valentines. So is everybody having wintry weather? I know some people are in Florida, so they probably have some sunshine. But oh, you're just watching tonight, Tevil? That's awesome. Like I said, I already have a video for this particular card, so if you want to make it at a future date, that's fine too. Okay, so Michelle is ready. Ooh, Tevil's getting some freezing mist here in Oklahoma. That's not good. I hate freezing rain. Snow, I don't mind, but the ice, don't like so much. Is anybody from any warmer climate like Florida, California? Oh, Stefan, yeah, wintry weather, good for cross-country skiing. And squares are ready. Everybody's ready with their squares. Okay, so now we want to take each one of these squares and cut them in half. So you'll have 2 3-inch by 6-inch rectangles on this one, and 2 3-inch by 6-inch rectangles on this one. Okay, so again, using your ruler or using your paper cutter. So we will end up with 4 rectangles. So 2 like so. If you guys are into making cards or any kind of paper crafts, really do invest in one of these paper cutters. They're really awesome. And especially with the 40% off coupon at Michael's, I think it was like maybe $20. So it's actually quite worth it. It's quite sturdy. So I'll end up with 4 rectangles like so. And let me know when you guys have your rectangles ready. Oh, say that again. We're going to end up with 4 of these rectangles. And I said that if you can afford to, I would invest in one of these paper cutters at some point, just because they are really, really handy. But you can make lots of cool cards without them. So Tammy, are you making a card tonight, or are you just here for the chat? Sometimes it's good to just get together with other YouTubers and chat and check out each other's channels. I've got a lot of amazing... Oh, sorry. We're just cutting our 6-inch by 6-inch square in half, Pat, so that we end up with 2 6-inch by 3-inch rectangles. And we're doing it for both squares. Oh, Stefan's at the ready. Okay. So once we have our 4 rectangles cut, we are going to score. Now, scoring just means making, like I said, the indentation so that when you fold it, it's nicely creased. So again, if you don't have one of these bone folders, you have 4 rectangles, that's right. If you don't have one of these, you can just use blunt end of the scissors, or you can use the scoring feature on the paper cutter as well. So what we're going to do is score. We're going to measure in 1.5 inches from this corner and 1.5 inches in from this corner, and we're going to score in those 2 spots. So I will do this and show you here. So 1.5. Yep. Can't really show you my board here, but so 1.5, and then we'll flip it over. And do 1.5. So I don't know if it'll show up on the camera or not, but we've got 2 fold marks, 1.5 inches in from this end and 1.5 inches in from that end, so that it will fold like this. Okay. Hey, Logical One, how are you? I'm glad you could make it. We're making a cool, never-ending Valentine's Day card. So if you want to know what you need to do, you can just let me know. Or if you just want to chat, that'd be awesome. I'm glad you could make it. So we're going to repeat this 4 times on all of our rectangles. So 1.5 inches in on either side. Like I said, this scoring board, I don't know if you can see it or not, if anybody's used it. It's actually got the little ridges in it, so when you drag this down, it puts the little creases in for you. It's pretty handy dandy. Oh, got that one. So we'll end up with 4 rectangles, all scored here. Now the trick to this card is precise folding, just so that you get the mechanism to flow smoothly. But once you have that part down, it's easy peasy just to decorate it. And you don't have to make this for Valentine's Day. You can make an anniversary card, a birthday card, retirement card, any kind of card. Shine with Tammy says, I miss collaborating too. I need to catch up on your videos. Oh, you like the cardinal one? Yeah, I've really been into doing the birds. I think the wintry cold weather's kind of made me want to do some bright, pretty birds. So kind of been on the bird theme lately. So you'll end up with 4 rectangles that have score marks in all of them. Okay, so I'll let you guys get yours scored. So how are you guys making out if you're using just a ruler and scissors to make the score marks? It should work pretty well. You just don't want to press too hard because you don't want to cut through the cardstock. But is anybody else doing any live streams? It is kind of a nerve-wracking thing. Once you kind of get the first one under your belt, I think it's kind of better after that. I know some people do all kinds of them. I know Indiana Jones does them like 3 times a week. I don't know how she does it. Crazy, lovely woman that she is. But like I said, it's a little nerve-wracking for me because it's kind of on my comfort zone. But I thought, oh, I'll try it. I'm amongst friends, so it should be good. So I will wait till everybody's kind of caught up here, because this is the tricky part that's coming up next, is just getting it glued in place. Like I said, I'm using glue tape that I got from the Dollar Tree. And I find glue tape works the best for me, but you can use a glue stick. You just might have to wait a few seconds for it to actually stick. Or you can use this kind of liquid Tombow glue, or any kind of glue really. But if you use liquid glue, sometimes it takes a few minutes for it to adhere before you start bending it. So, or you could also use double-sided tape. That works well. Now this could be tricky because I'm going to try to do it up. Has everybody got their rectangles folded yet, or are we still working on that? So I was thinking of doing maybe some paint nights, maybe once a month on a live stream. So let me know what you think about that, or what you would like to see me do for a live stream. I'm open to suggestions. The tricky part, though, for me, would be trying to set up the easel so that everybody could see, because I don't have a lot of fancy equipment, but I think I could probably figure it out. So we want to do watercolor or acrylic, do we think, for a paint night? Acrylic's probably easier if you're a new painter. It's a lot more forgiving if you make a boo-boo, but watercolor is something that I think a lot of people shy away from because they think it's really hard, but you kind of have to get the knack for it. I've been doing a lot of gouache painting lately, and a lot of people have been asking me, like, what the heck is gouache? It's basically an opaque watercolor, so it kind of can act a bit like acrylic, so it's a little bit more forgiving, but it still has the same magical effect that watercolor does. So, all right, Stefan's ready. What about you, Pat? Have you got yours all folded up here? Oh, Tevil would like an acrylic paint night. Well, I'll have to think about that. All right, so this will be tricky for me to kind of show you, but you're going to lay your cardstock down, and you're going to have two of them facing horizontally, and then the other two vertically, okay? And we're going to want to put our tape, we'll start with one corner at a time, the tape on just the corner here, okay? And take one the other direction. Actually, sorry, before that, we just want to start folding these first. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before you tape them, you want to take your rectangles and fold them into the center. Now this is key because they have to meet exactly in the center, and then you want to crease them. So if they don't meet exactly in the center yet, this is the time to kind of fix them, okay? And then you want to take your bone folder or your ruler or your blunt scissors and just really crease them. So you want to make sure that they all meet in the center. Okay, so you want to do that with all four first. Crease them. And like I said, if they're off a little bit wonky, because you didn't measure it quite right, this is the time to fix them. Okay, so like that. It's a little bit hard doing it this way. I should have had the overhead camera, I suppose, but then I couldn't see all of you guys. Okay, so we're going to have four. And it actually turned out pretty good for meeting in the center. So turnings by Turner, have you made anything interesting for Valentine's Day? I know you made a really cool perfume atomizer a while ago that I was kind of admiring. But you should watch this guy's channel. He does wood turning on a lathe, and he makes some amazing things like pens and pendants and all kinds of stuff. Oh, the pink pen. Yes, that was beautiful. I like that one. Okay, so now we have our four rectangles, and they're all pre-folded. Okay, so we're going to start one horizontally and then one vertically. And we're going to put our tape just on the corner here, and then we're going to line it up perfectly. This is the tricky here. Okay. So we're going to glue it, whoops, just in the corner here, one at a time, okay? It doesn't really matter which one you start at, but just make sure you just glue it in the corner. Make sure the point lines up here. So again, if you have liquid glue, you might want to hold it for a few seconds for it to hold, okay? So basically you've got one strip going horizontally, this one going vertically, and it's only taped here. Okay, once you get that, take your other strip vertically as well. Same thing on this corner, only taping on this corner. Like I said, this sounds complicated, but once you get the first one done, you're like, oh yeah, that's easy. Easy peasy. Except the trick is just lining up the corners. And even if you don't get it perfect, if you bend it enough times, you'll probably end up folding the way you want it to. Okay, so now you've got the two vertical ones in the front. Okay, then you want to take your last piece oh sorry, I lost. Oh no, everybody's lagging a little bit here. And we're back again. Turning lagging into laughing. Yep, you just got to laugh about it. Technically, your rectangle's all taped up here. Okay, this is by far the hardest part of this. So if you can make it through this, easy peasy. Like I said, it just, it's kind of hard to show standing up like this, but. Does everybody have that part so far? Let me know. Yes, this internet is kind of a pain. I don't know if it's because of the weather or, excuse me, or maybe everybody's doing live streams tonight. I don't know, but. Yep, a set of 2 and then same crosswise on the back. Exactly. So you got 2 verticals and 2 horizontals. So once you get this, what you want to do is kind of gently fold it. Yep, all 4 are glued. Yep. And once you have all 4 corners glued, you want to kind of go through the folding mechanism, and you might have to kind of bend it down and crease it, okay? So we'll just open it up and then crease it flat. Just be gentle with it at first, okay? So you crease it this way, okay? And then you turn it, and you fold it again, and it'll seem like, oh, I shouldn't really be folding this, but you just have to be gentle and push it down gently. And once you do it the first time through and crease everything, it'll flow a lot easier, okay? So then you go through and you get this, and you crease it, okay? And then you open it back up. And you just go through 2 or 3 times, flattening out all the creases until it kind of flows. Okay. And if you've got everything meeting up in the middle, yes, this really is a fun card. The first time I made one and I gave it to my son to try out, he's like, I can't stop holding it. I can't stop holding it. It's just so addictive. So let me know when you have the base part all done. It doesn't really look like too much right now, but once you start decorating it and you put the different pictures on it with the pretty paper or the stickers, it really looks cool. Like I said, this is what this one looks like with all the different pictures. And actually, a friend of mine had his 50th birthday this summer, and I made one of these for him. And on each little square, I had taken pictures from his Facebook page of him and his wife on their wedding day, and some of their child's graduation, and him winning an award for something, and him playing sports. So they were all like, this is your life kind of thing. So it was kind of neat because every time you opened it, you got a different picture. So there's lots of different things you can do with it. So go through the folding again. Okay, so we are kind of at this stage, okay? And you just try to fold it. So you just turn it over. And you'll get this, and then you just want to crease this down really flat with your bone tool or your scissors, okay? And then you just turn it this way. And you fold it again, and you just keep folding it and pressing it flat. So you get all these different faces, okay? So everybody's got their card at this point right now. So while you're waiting, you might want to pick out some pretty paper to put, because we're going to decorate all of these. Now, depending on what you want to do, if you want it for Valentine's Day, you can pick out Valentine's paper, or you can pick out just plain paper. I'm going to be putting some plain pink paper or cream colored paper here, because to make this card special for you, I found some thank you stickers, which I will show you here. So they say thank you on here. So I was going to put thank you and 1,000 subscribers and a bunch of different messages. So this internet's being a pain in the behind, but we'll go with the flow. So each section, each square, each rectangle is going to have a different piece of paper on it. Ooh, space and planets. That could be awesome. Yeah, you could put, like I know the Dollar Tree has a lot of really cool stickers for Marvel superheroes, things like that, or Thomas the Train if you had like a younger person. Or I had a lady whose mom was turning like 80, so I made an 80th birthday card. You could do all kinds of things. You could put little secret messages in here, so every time you opened it, you got a little fortune, something like that. Kind of reminds me of those little, I forget what you call them, those little fortune teller things that we had as kids that you played with. Okay, so what we're going to, doesn't matter which side, but I'm going to start with this side. Okay, and I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to measure this square here, and whatever size it is, let me see here, where did I put my ruler? Now you can measure it in centimeters if you like, or inches. Okay, but it's about 3 inches by 3 inches, so it doesn't matter how much smaller you make it. You just want to have a border so that some of the red shows through. So I'm going to probably do mine 2.5 by 2.5 inches. So I'm going to take a piece of my pretty paper and cut a square 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And I'm actually going to make 2 of those because I need one for here and one for here. And then we're going to cut some rectangles for here, 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 and here. And that's one side. So we'll start with that first. And like I said, this is what's time consuming, but it's actually worth it in the end because it looks really cool. And it's kind of something you can kind of do when you're putzing around watching TV. You can just sit here and cut out paper. So I have this pretty pink paper with some sort of feathery brush strokes on it. So if you have patterned paper like this that has white on the other side, I would suggest measuring, if you're going to use the pencil and ruler, measuring on the white side so that when you cut it out, you don't see your pencil marks. Okay, so I'm going to use the old ruler and pencil, and I'm going to cut 2 squares, 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches. And usually I work in metric, being here in Canada, but I also flip back and forth between inches, so it doesn't really matter. And if you have this mat like I do on the bottom that has grid marks on it, it's really handy too. 2.5 by 2.5. And then another 2.5 here. So I was going to hook up with Indie Annie Jones at some point. She has live guests on her channel. I'm not quite sure. I'm not very techie, so I'm not sure how that works, how you can have someone on your channel. But if anybody knows, if there's any tricks to it, let me know. I don't know if you have to use a different program or if you can do it direct. Congratulations. It is a lot of hard work having 1,000 subscribers, but that's only the first part, because if you want to be monetized directly on YouTube, you have to have like 4,000 hours of watch time, which is hugely difficult to achieve. But I'm doing it mostly because I want to interact with other creative people, and it's a lot of fun. So it will come in time. So here's my first square that's 2.5 by 2.5, and I'm going to glue it in the center of this square here so that there's a bit of border. And then I will glue the other one. Oh, my glue tape came off. That's okay, I'll fix it. Glue the other one here. Okay, so we'll start with that. I need a little bit stickier glue here. Does anybody else make cards? Any different kinds of cards? I've made like bifold ones and trifold ones, but this is by far my favorite card, the never-ending one. It just looks so cool and it's so fun. And there's nothing better, I think, than a homemade card, especially for Valentine's Day. I mean, anybody can go out and buy one, but the homemade ones, to me, are always special. They just show your creativity, and especially when your kids make them because they're so cute. All right, so I've got my 2 squares on like so. Okay, and this is where I'm going to put my thank you words. Now, I'm not exactly sure how I want to put these, because if you're using pattern paper especially too, every time you fold this, it's going to go a different way. So at some point my words are going to be sideways, but I don't really care. As long as I pick which one I want to sort of be my face of my card and have the words going the right way. Once I flip it and they're upside down, it doesn't really matter. And I try to stick to maybe 2 maybe 3 pattern papers, because if you get too many different patterns on here, folding it around, it gets a little hard on the eyes. So maybe just stick to a couple different ones. So I'm going to make this to be my opening. So I'm going to have my word stickers here. Tevel says, thank you for going live and making this card tutorial. I have to jump off and feed the kiddos. Have a great night. Oh, thanks for stopping out. And this video will be uploaded, so if you do miss the live or if you have to leave and come back, you can always watch it. It's not live too, so. But I'm so glad that some of you could come out. That's awesome. All right, so I'm going to take this thank you sticker here. I think I might have to trim it down a little bit. Just because it's a little bit big. So Pat, you and I have to kind of coordinate at some point too and do a collab. I really liked doing the Christmas movie themed collaborations with all of you guys. That was so much fun. I love Christmas movies and I love doing crafts that are thematic. So that was right up my alley. And I found, especially with COVID, it really got me in the mood for Christmas because I was a little bit bah humbuggy with having to be at home. So it was kind of nice to have everybody working on a project together and knowing that everybody's watching Christmas movies and having fun. So it really made my day, and I was so glad to see so many of you participate. So okay, so I've got my, can't read it backwards here. It says, thanks so very much. Oh, the Christmas movie themed projects were fun. Yes, I really, really enjoyed those. And I might do, I did like the Halloween ones as well. They were quite fun. I might do some more, maybe some summer movies. Yeah. If anybody has any ideas for any fun collabs. Yes, Pat, we definitely need to do something. Junk Shack, baby. Hey, Louise. My mother-in-law's on here. Hi, Mom. How are you? We'll have to pray to the internet gods because we keep getting kicked out here. But we're going to measure this rectangle, and we're going to make 4 rectangles a bit smaller than this one here. Okay, so we've got, should be 3 inches by about 1.5. So I might go 2.5 inches by 1 inch, just to make it a little bit smaller. And again, it doesn't have to be exact as long as it's a little bit smaller than this rectangle. And we're going to make 4 and glue 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to pick some pretty flowered cardstock, I think, for that. And I got a big pack of this at Michael's. It's called paper, but it's really quite thick. And I think it was on sale for like $10 or $12, and there's like 100 sheets in there. It's really pretty for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to cut 4 of those, and it's white on the other side too, so you can draw your rectangles and cut them out. So that was 2.5 inches by 1 inch, I think. I'm just going to measure that again. Yep, that'll work. So 2.5 by 1. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So has anybody else been doing anything to keep busy other than crafting? Here in Ontario, we have been on stay-at-home lockdown for the last little while. Our restrictions are just easing up a little bit, but we're still supposed to socially distance and have small gatherings, that kind of thing. But I find crafting and painting is really, it helped me through all of this isolation. I'm pretty introverted as it is, but it really helps you appreciate things when you make pretty paintings or you make decor for your home to kind of cheer yourself up. And doing these live streams is great because even though you can't get together face to face, you can still have fun crafting and sharing ideas. So I've got my 4 little, oh, crocheting. Yes, Michelle, I saw some of your crocheted mittens I think you were making. That's awesome. I crochet a little bit, but I find my tension is always really, really tight. So I start off making a sweater and it ends up being about this big by the time I'm done. So it's something I have to work on. Oh, you do? Yeah, I don't know how you alleviate that, but maybe just stop when you start getting stressed out. But But it is fun. I enjoy crocheting and knitting. My problem is I enjoy too many crafts. So I have so many craft supplies. And actually, next week I'm going to have a special unboxing of some craft supplies. So you might want to tune into that to see what goodies I have. I don't usually do unboxings, but this one was kind of special, kind of unique. So I'll have to share that with you next week. Yes, if I do a painting live stream, I will try to camera so that it will be on the canvas. Like I said, this is just me kind of testing out how it works on the phone, but I will definitely set it up so it will be at the easel. Okay. So now we're at this point here. Oh, I know, I love to try new things too. That's my problem. I get too many things on the go and I don't often finish a project. But so we've got 4 rectangles here and 2 here. Junk Shack Baby. Newfangled wireless glue. Ooh, wireless glue gun. That sounds awesome. I've never even tried that. I got a Gorilla Glue gun from Santa for Christmas. It works really well. The hot glue for the Gorilla Glue, I wasn't as impressed with. I love the wood glue in the bottle. It's really good, but I didn't find the glue sticks were that great. But oh, Junk Shack Baby. I watched your video today too about your lanterns, your lights that you made. Those were awesome. And I did not know that you could get remote control fairy lights. I want to know where you got those because those were so cool. I'm thinking of making some of those maybe for our deck or our patio this year. Prism bad. There's break. Oh, yes. Oh, the wireless ones break? Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so once we get this section done, again, you just flip it over. And wherever you have a square, you just measure it and put your paper on. A lady used a Gorilla Glue on her head. Oh, my goodness. Well, there's one born every minute. I guess that's why they have warnings on things, because someone will try it. I don't know what she was trying to glue. Maybe she was trying to glue her wig on or something, but it's amazing. I did not see that, but I'll have to check that one out. That's a little bit crazy. I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to use it for their dentures, maybe as an adhesive, but you never know. So like I said, we can just flip it over and measure again here for your squares and your rectangles, and then open it up and just keep decorating. Like I said, you keep opening it and you're like, wow, there's a lot of sections on here to decorate, but it's fun. Okay, so I'm going to flip mine over to this side. She ran out of hairspray. Really? Seriously? And she thought Gorilla Glue would, well, I guess it would hold your hair in place for sure for a long, long, long time. It's good to put glue on your Tide Pods before you serve them. Yes, that is good. It's a good condiment on your Tide Pods because people eat those too. It's a sad world we live in. All right, so I'm going to get some more plain paper here. Maybe I will go, yeah, I think I'll stick with that other pink that I had. So again, that was a 3-inch. The squares and rectangles should all be the same size since we cut out squares to begin with. So we have another 2.5 by 2.5 inch. So yes, this camera angle is not necessarily set up well for crafting, but I was more about the chatting and I thought I could just kind of hold up as we go. But if I were going to do like a major tutorial on painting, I would have it set up on the canvas so you could definitely see what we were doing. All right, 2.5 by 2.5. So yeah, maybe, like I said, instead of wacky, I did love Wacky Wednesdays, but I was kind of running out of some ideas, and I do like to try a lot of new things, so I thought I would try the live streams because that is a popular thing right now, and it's good for increasing your watch time too. So I thought, well, maybe I could do some live stream paint nights. So that would be fun. So if you're watching my videos next week, in the comment section below here, after this video gets uploaded, let me know whether you would like some acrylic or watercolor paint nights, and what kind of things would you like to learn how to paint, like abstract or landscapes, whatever. Yes, watch time is huge. Like I said, getting to 1,000 subscribers is great, but it probably takes you 2 or 3 years to get up the watch time unless you do a lot of live streams. So that's where they get you. But I'm not really trying to monetize my channel with ads per se. I'm just trying to build up an audience for potentially having some people on my Patreon taking my art lessons, or having people purchase my merchandise on my Redbubble shop, or just, you know, building an audience of like-minded people to share creative ideas with and get some feedback on my art as well. So it's not all about the monetization. It's about the quality of friends that we make here on YouTube. So, all right, so now I've got 2 more here, and I'm going to get 2 more of my thank you stickers. This one's cute. With thanks for your kindness, which is true. I do thank each and every one of you, and some of you have been with me since the absolute beginning, even before Michelle, before I even started YouTube. You were a huge supporter, and Stefan, of course, who is my hubby, by the way, and my mother-in-law supported me on this venture. So thank you very, very, very much. I could not have been here without you, so I do really appreciate it. And some of you are new friends that I recently found via doing some of the collaborations and just looking around trying to find other artistic people. So it's good to have old and new friends here. And I think YouTube is, excuse me, really cool in that there's people all over the world that are so creative, and people that are creative in different ways. Like I said, Turnings by Turner is a wood turner, but also appreciates my art, and I appreciate his work. And there are people who do animations. There are people who do clay work. There are people who do abstract art. There are people who do watercolor, but we all appreciate each other, which is really kind of cool. Okay, so on this one here, we're going to want to make a little square and a rectangle. You don't want to put one piece all the way across, because when you go to fold it, you're going to rip your paper. So just keep in mind all of the little creases. So we're going to have to cut out little squares here. So hopefully everybody's internet is still behaving. I know mine keeps bopping in and out here, but we'll just make the best of it. Alrighty. So how is everybody making out here with their cards? When you get them done, if you're doing one, I would really appreciate it if you could take a picture of it and either put it on Instagram if you're on Instagram, or I do have a Facebook page, Discovering the Art of Living. So if you want to upload your picture there, I would really like to see all of the really cool cards that you guys make. And like I said, if you just want to make a different card, you don't want to make this one, you can do that. Or if you just want to chat, that's awesome too. Because I would like to get to know more of you guys and get some more inspiration from you. Oh, Michelle's laughing at Steph. You falling behind there, Steph? Are you all right? Junk Shack Baby is here to chat. That's awesome. Yep. So we've got this version, okay? And you just turn it. You got lost in the folding part. Oh no. All right. It doesn't matter where you start, but say we start on this way. You just kind of, just a second here, my glue stick is kind of not behaving. Falling off. You just turn and fold and turn and fold, okay? So you've got this way, and where it opens up, okay? Then you're going to rotate it, and you're going to open it up, and then you're going to rotate and open up, and you just keep doing that. Rotate it and open it up. Okay? And every time you open it up, you're going to have different surfaces to decorate. So we've got this one side all complete, okay? So then we will just open it. And when you open this side, you'll have to decorate this square, And as you can see here, see part of my words stick out here, which is fine. But if you don't want it to look like that, then just avoid things with words or specific patterns. If you don't think you glued it right, you can always just pop it off and try it again. Basically, like I said, you have to have 2 rectangles going horizontally, and then on top, 2 going vertically, and then just glue in the corners. Yeah, always go back and try it again. First time I tried to do it, I was just reading the instructions out of a magazine, and I must have went through about 15 pieces of cardstock because it just did not make sense. But once I saw somebody doing it, and I did it once, it's pretty easy peasy. And like I said, you can always go back and watch my other video, which has more step-by-step instructions and the camera's pointed down. Or you can just watch this video afterwards. So you stop putting glue on your Tide Pods there, Mr. Kister. I have a weird sense of humor, but my hubby has a weirder sense of humor some days, I tell you. Okay. Alrighty. Like I said, these glue tapes, if you get really expensive ones, they work better. These ones are just from the Dollar Tree, so they're kind of hit and miss whether or not they're sticky. But they are handy because you don't have to wait for glue to dry. But I am frugal. Weird sense of humor is your favorite. It's my favorite too. If you don't have a sense of humor, you can't be my friend. So sometimes my humor is a little weirder than others, but that was how Wacky Wednesday was born. So I'll have to come up with another kind of cool title for my live streams. Oh, Making Melody Crafts. Hi, how are you? I'm glad you could make it. Our internet seems to be kind of glitchy tonight, but we're just going to work through it. But yeah, so instead of Wacky Wednesdays, I don't know what I could do. Live stream. I have to come up with a catchy title, so you guys can think on that and let me know. Okay, so now I've got this one done, where I've got my 2 squares. And then I've got the smaller squares up here. So now I'm just going to flip it around, and I got to decorate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it doesn't matter if it goes like this or like this. It's whatever suits your fancy. Okay. I'm going to go with the plain one, I guess. Again. So 2 more big squares. So where is everybody from? Pat, where are you from? I think you may have told me. If you get stressed out, don't get stressed out doing the card. If it's not working out, you can just go back and do it later and just relax and have a chat. But like I said, after you do the first one, oh, San Antonio, Texas, and Missouri. Nice. Is it hot in San Antonio? I imagine it is. I've been to Dallas a couple times, and it was stinking hot when I was there. But it was a dry heat. That's what they say. It's a dry heat. Our summers here in Canada aren't always cold. They are warm sometimes, and it's more of a moist heat. Oh, San Antonio over the summer. That would be nice. I do miss being able to travel. It's been in the 70s, but high of 48. Ooh, that's kind of chilly for you guys. I don't know in Fahrenheit what it is here, but I think it was like minus 10 Celsius, so snowy and cold. But it's actually been quite a mild winter, I think. Not been too bad. A long train trip, 27-hour trip from St. Louis to San Antonio. Wow, that's a long train trip. I think the longest we did in the car is we drove the kids to Disney World a few times, and that was a long haul, but it was fun. Aw, you had to put your kitty down. That's so sad. We had to put one of our kitties down a few years ago, and they're fur babies. They're parts of the family, so it's really hard. Sorry to hear that. I'm glad we could cheer you up a little bit. Got to do the sleeper car experience. Oh, yeah, that'd be fun. Never did that. A lot to do in San Antonio, I bet. Like I said, I've never been. I've been to Dallas, but... Okay, so I might have to cut down my other thank you stickers here because they're a little bit wordy. They won't all fit in my little squares, but I'll make them work. So... I do like the Dollar Tree, the Dollar's Tree, for my stickers. They have... Oh no, we've grayed out again. Yeah, Stefan was just saying that we missed our little guy that we had to put down, but we have two little girl kitties now, Maggie and JJ, who have photobombed a few of my videos, and they are pretty special. They're pretty cute. Oh, you've got market type areas with local artists. Oh, that sounds awesome. Yeah, our county over here has a lot of art places and art galleries, things like that, and open markets. That would be really cool to see. So this sticker here, I just had to split it up into 2 words because it wouldn't fit. Darn internet is right. Darn internet is right. Hey there, Mimi. How are you? I'm glad you could make it. We were just talking about San Antonio, Texas, where Pat's from, and it sounds really cool. All right. I'm just whizzing through this card. I've actually got it almost done. Got 4 more little squares to do here. Like I said, if you have Valentine's Day stickers, you could put those on. And yes, I do love watching your Dollar Tree hauls, but I do get a little jealous because we don't have all those. So maybe in some of the bigger cities like Toronto, there might have more selection, but ours here in our little area is not that great some days. And Dollarama seems to be a big one in Canada, which has more selection, but it's a little pricier. And most things are like $2 and $3, which still isn't bad, but you guys seem to have a lot of really good deals in the US. And with COVID, I haven't been able to get out to Michael's much, but I remember we just started getting the grab bags. You guys had them for a while, where you get a whole bag of stuff for $5. Oh my gosh, the first time I went, I got about $300 worth of stuff for $10. It was crazy. I keep thinking they should just lower their everyday prices, and then people would buy this stuff more rather than giving it all away for next to nothing at the end of the season. But good for me, bad for them, I guess. But it seems like kind of a waste. But I imagine their overhead's probably pretty big. They can afford to do that. All right, so I'm almost done my never-ending card here. So I would love to see how you guys are making out. Hey, Mimi, have you got all your grandkids there tonight? They tired you out yet? She was saying she wasn't sure she was going to be able to make it because she was babysitting all of her grandkids and she was going to be tired, which I can imagine. I don't have to worry about grandkids yet. My kids are 14 and 18, so don't want to think about that. Alrighty, so I think one's in bed and one's still up. Oh no. Yes, it is kind of hard to keep up with the chat and do the crafting at the same time. That's why I picked a card, because it's kind of, once you get it put together, it's kind of mindless to decorate it. But so mine is done. I will just flip it through. Well, thank you, Michelle. I would love to see your cards when you're done. Like I said, it is... Wow, we have 20 plus Dollar Trees in San Antonio. That's where we're going for our next vacation, I guess. Dollar Tree. I should do a Dollar Tree across America. Oh, I missed one. See? You get flipping through and you keep forgetting that there's more and more surfaces and more surfaces. So I still have one more to go. All right. So... 20 plus Dollar Trees. That's like a dream of mine. I'd be like in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. I'd be running around willy-nilly. And I see from some people's videos that your Dollar Trees have grocery sections too, which is pretty cool. We have some like dry goods kind of thing, but I saw one guy doing keto videos, which my hubby and I are keto, and he was buying all of his keto groceries at the Dollar Tree. He had freezer vegetables and meat, and I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know if I would necessarily trust food from the Dollar Tree, but you never know. Don't knock it till you try it. I guess if you got brand name stuff that wasn't opened, it would be okay, but all right, so I thought it was done, but there was more. It's the card that keeps on giving. They said it is very therapeutic. It's kind of like bubble wrap. Sometimes if you're stressed out, just get a never-ending card and keep folding it and folding it. And our Walmart doesn't really have much in the line of craft supplies either. When ours first came, we even had a sewing section with materials and all kinds of different crafting stuff. And now they hardly have anything. They have a few paint supplies, but yes, Jackie, you got a lot of amazing stuff. And from what I see on YouTube, ours doesn't have it yet. There's a lot of pretty pastel baskets and things, like pretty pinks and greens and blues, which I was envious of those because they are quite nice. Okay, I need to have some more words. I need more words. Oh, actually, I could put 1,000 on here for 1,000 subscribers. I've got some number stickers, too. Oh, thank you. I am getting the hang of this, trying to watch the comments and craft at the same time. But oh, Easter finds for the grandkids. Yeah, I mentioned this in one of my other videos that I know as crafters and YouTubers, we have to be ahead of the season, but that stresses me out because I don't like doing Easter stuff in January, and I don't like doing Christmas stuff in October, but you kind of have to if you want to have videos out on time to give other people ideas of what to do, but I'm a bit of a procrastinator that way. And now that my kids are older, we don't do a lot of stuff for Valentine's Day and Easter, but we do a few things. And last year on YouTube, I did a bunch of Michael's Easter dupes, which I probably should do more of those because I really like finding something that's really overpriced but really nice looking and making it so much cheaper. Hey, Cujin, glad you could make it. I don't know if you're going to be making a Valentine with us, but oh, it's just being laggy, laggy, laggy. I don't know. Everybody seems to be laggy. I don't know if everybody's just online. That's true. Most of the U.S. is probably frozen over, so everybody's online right now. And I found that with the online learning at school, so many kids were online that half the time the internet crashed and they couldn't go online. So, but that's one thing I've kind of learned from YouTube is just to go with the flow. And if the internet lags or we have technical difficulties, just go with it. Just keep having fun. Just keep crafting away. Don't sweat the small stuff. Your weather is drunk in my yard. I need you to come get it. That's pretty funny. Yes. I'm actually appreciating the snow. As long as I'm inside, it's quite beautiful to look at out the window. But I find as I get older, I don't like the cold so much. I must not be a true Canadian. Maybe I don't have enough maple syrup in my blood to keep me warm. I don't know, but can't wait for spring. But it is nice to look at. And if you're into skiing, cross-country skiing, or snowshoeing, or hiking in the woods, it's definitely nice to do in the wintertime. So now I think I actually am done. So I put on here 1,000 subs. I used some letters and I put 1,000 subs. Okay. Like I said. Oh, maybe you've lost weight. You've become a wimp to the cold. Yes, I found that too. With the keto diet, I've lost quite a bit of weight, and so has my hubby. And I find the thinner you get, the chillier you get. But it's definitely worth it to be healthier, though. Yes, this is my never-ending thank you card. Thank you to all my subscribers with much thanks and gratitude. 1,000 subs. So there you go. We have a never-ending card. So you guys keep putzing away at your card. And like I said, if you're having trouble with it now, just go back and finish it whenever you have time. But I would like to see pictures of them. So like I said, if you guys are on Instagram, post a picture up there, or on my Facebook page, Discovering the Art of Living, just take a snap. And thanks for weathering through the internet storm here tonight with the on and off. I really appreciate it. So let me know in the comment section below if you made a card, and also if you would be interested in having some live paint nights once a month, and if so, what you would like to paint. So I am going to be signing off for tonight. So you guys take care. And thank all of you for coming out, and thanks 1,000 subscribers. Yay! Here's to 1,000 more, hopefully. Bye, everybody.